Hello friends, and welcome back to another video from Homemaker. It's Christmas season here, and today I'm going to talk about this beautiful Christmas plant, which is also known as poinsettia. Its scientific name is Euphorbia pulcherrima. So beautiful. This plant is an ornamental plant which is widely used in Christmas floral displays. This plant is indigenous to Mexico, Central America, and because it's native to Mexico, so it loves to be in a warm temperate to subtropical climate. Poinsettias, they are actually succulents. Yes, they are actually succulents. Surprising, isn't it? But they're actually the leaves, they are not fleshy. They are just like any other leaf, but they come into the category of succulents. If you grow them in the garden, they can reach up to a height of 4 meters tall, and it will need regular pruning to maintain that bushier look. Whereas if you pot them in your pot indoors, you can grow them according to your own desired height. Poinsettias, they usually flower in winters, but in southern hemisphere countries like Australia, New Zealand, they grow them. They are forced to flower in light and temperature controlled glass houses. So they kind of create an artificial environment for them, just to trick the plant and make them feel that it's winter and they need to flower. So because in southern hemisphere during Christmas season it's not cold, it's very hot, it's scorching hot in December. So these plants are forced to flower by giving them an artificial environment, by controlling the temperature and light conditions. There are many other variegated varieties of poinsettias that are available. They come in creamy white, they come with pink foliage. Pink foliage means pink bract, like this thing, all the pink leaves. These are actually leaves. This is not a flower, these are leaves, and this is called a bract. This whole thing, all these leaves around, these are called bracts, and the actual flower is inside this bract. This one. This is the actual flower. It's quite insignificant to this plant, but yeah, that's the actual flower, and all these red bright colored leaves around it is known as a bract. So this bract, they come in creamy white color, they come in light pink color, they come in very bright fluorescent pink color as well. So there are many other variegated varieties of this plant, and this one in front of you is red color, the bright red color, Christmas color. Okay, now we'll talk about the care of this beautiful plant. These plants, as I said earlier, they can be grown in the garden as well as they can be grown in the pot. You just need to make sure that you put them in a warmer spot. They prefer to be in full sun to part shade during winters, but during summers, do not give them the very hot afternoon sun, because otherwise they start wilting. They get really dry, and they start wilting. So maybe you might need to just during your summer season, for like countries like Australia and New Zealand, you might just need to keep them in where your plant receives part shade. And your plant will just, but they still need a sunny, like a warm spot. Just make sure that you don't keep them where they get cold drafts. They don't like cold or freezing temperatures. In colder climates, you must, if it's cold in your area, you might need to keep them in a sheltered area where they receive the warmth, because they like to be in warm atmosphere. So regarding watering, you must water them whenever you feel that the soil is dry. Do not overwater this plant, as it can cause root rot, and always make sure that your plant has got enough drainage holes underneath so that the excess of the water can seep through and it doesn't sit inside the pot. Also, when you are watering, like the trick for watering is that you put your finger up to one knuckle inside the soil, and if the soil, you can feel the moist soil or the soil is sticking to your finger, then you might wait for a couple of more days. But if you feel that the soil is completely dry, and you can't feel that moisture in the soil, then please go and water this plant. But yes, do not overwater, because these plants don't like too much of water. As I said earlier, that they are succulents. Talking about water and soil, they always prefer to be in a well-drained and well-aerated soil, which is enriched with plenty of compost and animal manure, which encourages healthy growth and vigorous growth of this plant. So I think equal proportion of peat and compost, or worm castings or manure with a little bit of perlite should be fine, like the best soil mix for them. Just the normal soil they need, nothing special. So the peat will just help to retain that moisture, whereas perlite will keep the soil well aerated and light. Talk about repotting your plant. So you can repot your plant whenever you feel that the roots are becoming root bound, or they're coming out of the pot, like this one here. You can see the roots are coming out of the pot, so it's time for me to repot this plant now. And also, whenever you're repotting, just make sure that you don't put a smaller plant into a very large pot, because otherwise your plant will struggle to adjust to the new environment. Just take one size bigger than the existing pot, and then you can repot, change the soil, and repot your plant. Regarding fertilizing, you can use any liquid fertilizer or seaweed solution you can use, which is good in potassium. Feed your plant once in a month. Do not feed your plant when your plant is in the flowering season, like this season. Do not feed your plant at that time. Feed it when the blooming season has gone and the leaves of this plant is falling over, the bract is gone. What you do is you prune. When the blooming season is gone, you prune your plant, prune off the extra long stems, prune the bracket, and then you fertilize your plant. And after fertilizing your plant, water, give them good nutrition, and keep them in a nice warm spot where they receive at least 6 hours of indirect sunlight. 6 hours of indirect sunlight. Keep them at that spot, and then your plant will be all ready for the next season. So after the blooming season has gone, and you have to make your plant ready for the next season, like to rebloom your plant, you might need to do take some steps to make your plant rebloom. So what you actually do is let it grow during the winter season, and before you start that procedure of reblooming, you prune your plant, fertilize your plant, and then you provide your plant with 8 to 9 hours of indirect sunlight. And then in the evening from 5 o'clock till next day morning 8 o'clock, you put your plant in a pitch black place, pitch dark place, where your plant does not get even a single ray of light. You keep your plant at that spot, and do it till it's November or October or November, and then take your plant out of the place. And you have to keep on doing it every day. You take your plant out in the morning, give it at least 8 hours of indirect sunlight, and then again put your plant back in during the night time, pitch black area, and then you keep on doing it till it's like November or December, and then you take it out. Hopefully by that time you will receive this bract back again, the dark colored leaves on top. When it's time for the plant to flower, you'll get your bract as well during the Christmas time. So this is how we generally bloom it. I have not tried it at the moment, but I will try. It's actually Christmas season here, so I don't want to try it now. So once the blooming season is gone, then I will try this. But I have read it somewhere, and I'm just sharing my information with you. So this is how you can try blooming your poinsettia. So guys, it's super simple to care for poinsettias. All you need to take care is about its watering, about the amount of light it receives, and fertilizing your plant regularly, and that's it. And your plant will really do well. Alright, so this was all about this plant from my side. If you have any more information about the care of this plant, please do share with us. If you have any queries, please leave your comments in the comment section and I'll get back to you. For now, wish you all a very Merry Christmas. See you next time with another exciting and informational video. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.